Trusty ape, trusty ape. Uh, Another trusty ape production. Uh, I have not made any new banners in a minute, so that one's on the top now. I forgot that I did that. Okay. Anyway, okay, it's June 3rd. It's a Wednesday. It's the year 2026. I am here doing my little thing for a minute. Probably not too long. Little housekeeping, I suppose. You did the flag thing. The flag thing. I don't know what that is. What's the flag thing? Yeah, okay, still let me do that. Sorry, I was checking something out on StreamYard as well. While I was sitting here, um, and no, I can't. Anyway, yeah, nothing. No background, no overlay. But apparently it let me upload more avatars now. Did want to give a quick shout out to my guests from the last open panel. Um, yeah, it took me a minute, but I got all those, you know, the ats in there and all that good stuff. And I forgot to thank Bree for this, the image and the post as well. But I was quite touched by the image actually. So I'm gonna keep using it, but I will. I mean, I will because I love these motherfuckers. And yeah, there's something real there. I know, you know, whatever I said before, I have no like ill will or like bad blood or feelings towards those people at all. So yeah, we might disagree on some things here. Uh, I think it's maybe even necessary for me to like shore up what my actual position is because I feel like I'm being mischaracterized quite a bit in certain criticisms. But yeah, time to get a little serious about this shit though. And but before we get serious, we're gonna get silly and turn to our favorite comic relief. I feel like we're segueing into another episode of When Keeping It Real Goes Wrong. So yeah, I thought I'd start with this and then go back to the other thing and try to keep it kind of kind of short tonight. What's up, Skeptic Philosophy? Good to see you. Uh, yeah, so again, going through all of the stuff, I still have to go back to the stuff I didn't finish, and then there's all the new stuff to look at. But we missed this little gem, and I think I'll pull it up for us now. For those of you who don't know, G-Man, long time Christian YouTuber, and of of infamy here. So I just wanted to point out real quick. So G-Man's titled this video "I'm Not Gay," unironically. And I do just want to say I already hopped on this bandwagon. I had this video like 2 years ago, except I capitalized the word "not," uh, and uh, and it's actually I'm actually in on the joke in that one because it's my joke. But in this case, very funny that G-Man doesn't recognize how hilarious, or maybe he does. I mean, at this point, I don't know. If somebody could honestly be this fucking uh, dim-witted. So we'll open up with this one, then we'll go back to the other one, and I'll explain a little bit of my points there, and we'll go through that. Yeah, yeah, that's the plan for tonight. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm doing okay. It's been one of those. So yeah, no dental work as of yet. That was the plan, but as plans got postponed and other things started happening, so yeah, I jumped right into it. I skipped all of our intros and nonsense and got right to where I think it gets really funny, right about 13 minutes on this video. I know Drunken Peasants already covered this, and Ben doesn't like me because I told him that pro wrestling is for children. But in any event, who cares?
On your YouTube platform, and you want to know what you go on your platform and you say, I'm here for comedy. I'm here to laugh. I'm here to make everybody laugh. Oh, I'll make everybody laugh. I'm here to make everybody laugh. When have you actually done that, though? In all seriousness, when was the last time, Draven, you made somebody laugh?
That's pretty much his whole argument, or his whole his whole channel is laughing at G-Man. Yeah, two different wavelengths there. But yeah, no, Draven's whole channel is just basically people laughing their ass off at shit like this stuff.
Because I didn't find that video funny, but I'm sure all of the people that you're trying to lure to your audience think you're funny. They think you're a real prankster, don't they? They all think that you're hee, ha, ha, ha. And that you're a really funny character, right? That's what they all think. Right? Well, since you're so funny, when was the last time you told a successful joke?
What's up, Brojo? What's up, Silver Wolf? And Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Good to see y'all. Happy Wednesday.
I'm just curious. I get on this YouTube channel and I defend you. And then you go on your YouTube channel and then you do something like that, like you're funny. I told you
it's funny because he always thinks he's trying to defend his interlocutors from people who he thinks are his actual audience, and he doesn't realize like half the time that those people are trolling him, and that's part of the joke because he just doesn't actually fucking listen to what the people who are streaming about him are doing.
Take those things very personally. And I don't think that's funny what you did on your YouTube channel. And it's not just you. It's your new BFF Buffweeb and some of these other people on here who think it's funny to call people those things. But the funny thing about it is this. I noticed that the same people that are...
People come up with the funniest names, too. We got Buffweeb, we got Draven, we got Drader. To a lesser extent, he doesn't cover G-Man as much. He's more focused on Shandy and Rev, but there's a lot of overlap there, you know. They find some pretty funny shit they think up.
Calling me that are the ones taking it in the bucket. So I'm here to offer a little bit of advice to the people who are taking it in the bucket.
Trigger warning. Obviously, G-Man is very homophobic.
All right. I first would like to let you know that your life expectancy will be low. Oh, don't run. Because this is about the time when I go from 60 live viewers to 10 live viewers because nobody can handle what I got to say because these cowards run from the truth. So I'm going to ask this question again.
Because he's completely ignorant and he thinks that anal sex on its own somehow lowers life expectancy.
Well, I'm going to make the statement again. I want you to know something here. If you take it in the bucket, you will not live that long. Just letting you know. The average life expectancy of people who take it in the bucket don't live very long. Because it is a very unnatural thing that you're allowing yourself to go through. And when I say unnatural, I mean scientifically speaking, it does not benefit our society. I'm going to use...
He says scientifically speaking, it doesn't benefit our society. And no, push back to the point where he says it's unnatural. How many species do you think, do the homosexuality out there in nature? Will we come to find that like more of the, more social species are out there actually doing some homosexual activities whenever we can observe them? Is that what happens? Should we get some numbers on that?
Evolutionary terms, even though I don't believe in evolution, it doesn't benefit the species because, quite frankly, it reduces the population and does not create more people, because in order for that to happen, you have to get artificial insemination, and that is not natural. That is unnatural, which proves that you taking it in the bucket doesn't help our society one iota. That's the first point that I want to point out. Okay.
Yeah. So just real quick, the AI overview, of course, but homosexual behavior, including courtship, mating, and pair bonding, has been documented in over 1,500 animal species worldwide. It is not considered an evolutionary anomaly, but rather a naturally occurring biological phenomenon that serves important social functions like conflict resolution, alliance building, and co-parenting. So, science disagrees with G-Man.
No, G-Man doesn't take it in the bucket. The only thing that comes out of G-Man's bucket is poop going into the toilet, and that's about it.
Yeah, does that include his GF? It must. It must, Brojo. Hey, what's up, Ember? Good to see you. Including all the mammals. Yeah, literally every one of us.
Comes out of the bucket. Nothing goes in the bucket. Nothing will never ever go into the bucket because G-Man is not a weirdo.
Totally not. No, he's very self-aware here. Um, and also there are very good reasons. We have like medical reasons for inserting things into our anus, like beyond like sexual pleasure and people doing that, right? There's we use like suppositories and things like that because sometimes it can be more effective, or maybe even the only alternative to other. I don't know, but yeah, there's reasons that we do that and it's effective, right?
G-Man is accepted in society. He is not teased in society. He does not go in parades that he deems to be a colossal waste of energy, time, and space. He doesn't do those things because G-Man does not support the ABC.
He's over here with his fake pro wrestling belt over his arm and his avatar. I'm sorry, but I just keep having to poke that bear because it's fucking really
Club.
stupid.
G-Man doesn't like the ABC Club, and G-Man owns the ABC Club every single day, twice on Sundays. So let's just get that out the way right now. And let's talk about some of these other deviants on here, like Shabisky. Shabisky, the one who goes out there and talks inappropriately to minors. I see that the same people out there that are sitting there saying, "Oh, G-Man, you're a weirdo, G-Man. You're part of the ABC Club." But I notice you won't say one thing about Shabisky, which tells me that you are a supporter of Shabisky and you think what Shabisky is doing good, which makes you a PDF file too. I mean, just ask Cousin Matt. He knows all about these things. He himself is part of that club.
What the fuck?
Shabisky, the one who.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. I had a glitch in the Matrix. Skeptic Philosophy says he has the main character problem first. Completely ignorant of what he was talking about is the secondary problem. I agree with that. And Brojo says G needs to explore his body of Christ more. Yeah. You got that built-in G spot there for G-Man. What is it with people in fake wrestling belts? Ember, I don't know. I don't know why the obsession in adult men who seem to get very emotional on the internet. There may be some correlation there.
Goes out there and talks inappropriately to minors. I see that.
What's up, Simos? Good to see you.
The same people out there that are sitting there saying, "Oh, G-Man, you're a weirdo, G-Man. You're part of the ABC Club." But I notice you won't say one thing about Shabisky, which tells me that you are a supporter of Shabisky and you think what Shabisky is doing good, which makes you a PDF file too. I mean, just ask Cousin Matt. He knows all about these things. He himself is part of that club. And
what? I don't know who the fuck Cousin Mac is. Shabisky's like a regular co-host on Drunken Peasants, but yeah, he's also he's also fucking with him. They're all fucking with him. He just doesn't get it.
I really wish Cousin Matt was able to defend himself, but Cousin Matt can't afford $125. Cousin Matt is part of the PDF file club. Keep your children away from him. Listen, I'm just spitting facts here. Okay, I'm just spitting facts. That's why he saved his buddy from that debate, who I would have absolutely destroyed on what this guy was doing with these minors and everything. I would have destroyed him, and Cousin Matt knows it. But let's talk about Buckwheat for a moment. Buckwheat is always talking about his girlfriend. We have never seen his girlfriend. This is what he says, not me. He says on a regular basis, oh, he got his girlfriend. He'll never put her on camera. So why don't you go in the back and go find him, Buckwheat? And I did not stutter. I said him. Go find him and bring him.
So somebody called him gay on the internet. Now he's he's accusing Buckwheat of being gay, and also calling people PDF files.
On camera, because you don't got a her, you got a him. With all of the jokes that you make about things and whatnot, why don't you go get him and bring him on camera and show everybody why you're so ashamed to bring him on camera? Is it because of the rumors of you possibly having HIV? 1, 2, 3, HIV. V. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Is it because of that?
That was absolutely terrible. What? You
Or
didn't
is it
have to do that.
because you know that you are into some really disgusting stuff? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know, I mean, it's bad enough that we got to spend our tax dollars on letting these people get married and everything and whatnot. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying.
You're spending your tax dollars letting gay people get married? Was that an argument? How the fuck do you think that works, G-Man? When did you have to spend tax dollars for gay people to get married? Do our tax dollars support marriages at all? What the fuck?
Oh, did I offend anybody out there? I'm sorry about that. But do you think I get offended when you call me what you call me? I think you know full well. I think you know full well you offend me. And I don't think you care. So guess what?
I must remember that time G-Man said on YouTube he had a homosexual dream. Sounds familiar, yeah. I think it was like along the lines of, wait, didn't somebody ask him, like, well, haven't you ever thought about it? And he was like, well, I had this dream one time, but like something like that. Yeah, I vaguely think I remember
Don't
that.
care. I don't care if cousin Matt's friends see this. I don't care if cousin Matt's buddies see it or whatever. I want them to know what kind of a deviant he is and the kind of friends that he keep. Y'all better stop acting like YouTube is a one-way street. YouTube is for everybody. And here's a reminder that it's for everybody.
I mean, if you fucking knew that, then you knew that you could go find out like what they were saying about you in the chats. Cause you like, dude, I've literally been on there. I watched them troll you guys and Shani and Rev, and they're in the chat talking about what they're gonna go do, and then they go and do it, and you react to it, and everybody's fucking laughing at you. You have no fucking self-awareness. You just one of his AI generated songs. I think we're gonna get like right past this, and then probably, it's 58 minutes of this bullshit. How long is this fucking track?
Okay, so I think everybody gets the message now. I think people are finally starting to understand that you're not the only ones that can sling mud. You want to sit there and you want to lie and then have the nerve to want to be treated like a person who uses honesty, you're crazy. Okay? So you can call it comedy, you can call it laughter, you can call it whatever you want. At the end of the day, I'm going to own you harder than anyone else has owned you in your entire life. Not even your parents will be able to say they owned you harder than me. Okay, so let's get back to this a minute here now. You got
delusions of grandeur. As fucking always. There you go.
Guys make excuses for PDF files on here. You make excuses for people who are really some sicko deviants on here. Like I said, some of these channels only made one video about Underhaven, who was caught red-handed with his disgusting practices. I get all these videos about something that's fake and not true. And like I said, I think it's about time we start questioning the things that they said about some other people on here to see whether or not those things are true. Because a lot of you know I'm telling the truth. And you all know on here, got these people on here ain't nothing but a bunch of liars to begin with.
So, long story short, you play these games long enough, you end up being a fucking lolcow. You end up out here playing the GTV game. We cannot distinguish. It's like between fucking what is real, what is not. What are we doing here? He's not gay. Do not call him gay. He's going to make videos calling you a PDF file. Okay, so we got that. And then we have this timeline. So, over the last couple of weeks, I've seen this from Michael Beverly says, why communities protect popular white men. And then this one from Pocket Locker, in defense of white men. And so yeah, and then this one here, um, and we've had some good responses to those. Believe victim is a problem, from AJ. I was also watching Stephanie's streams, um, and listening to that. So I know Stephanie has had associations with Jay and has been part of some of these things, as other people. Um, I don't fault them for that. I just think that Jay, and what we've been looking at is Jay has a way of inserting himself and winding up people's victim complex and trying to create create bigger problems out of something that maybe is not so serious of a problem, right? Trying to spin everything into a conspiracy theory as he does, because we know it's the fucking atheist sex cult mafia behind all of this. This cover up that he's claiming, right? So now we go back to where we left off here. I assessed that we left off around 3.5 hours into this, and so I've got a few more timestamps, and it's going to go into some of the stuff I was talking about, and some of the claims that he reiterates throughout a lot of these videos are going to pop up in here. But yeah, basically, as far as what I have written down, I think I wrote a few more notes because I went and watched back again. Oh, this says we were at 440, which is fine. Were we at 440? No, I think we were at well, now I'm all fucked up. Let's see where he's at. I'll see if it matches what I wrote down.
Intervene when he told him it was a bad idea.
Yeah, okay. I do remember we did this. Okay. So I just forgot to update that note.
Yeah.
So now he's going back after Dr. Ben, for not, I don't know, somehow physically preventing these people from exiting the room together, which had no actual authority to do, but okay, cool. You could try to make that argument. Good job, buddy. Oh yeah, I think I fixed my links down below and stuff like that, and yeah, I mean, whether I get to NanoCon or not, it was worth a shot. And other links to donate are down there if you want to like buy me a coffee. I don't have that one, but it's something like that. But yeah, that's fine. But I would really like to go, and that'd be cool. I think it'd be awesome. Just a thought I had one time.
Yeah. 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 That's this guy.
It's been a mic, man. You think you still got it?
You think you still got
Well,
it?
hit the beat. Let's find
Hey,
out.
Dr. Ben.
Let me reintroduce myself. My name is Ben Stretches, but can grab prey in the front 5 miles away. First, we know still words are powerful. Bars.
Why is
Bars.
it not? Do I just remember watching this? Did we not actually watch this?
So Ben responds to being summoned for the triangulation.
Summoned for the triangulation. Now I feel like I'm all out of whack. Either way, we're covering something on the channel. What did I miss? Oh, thank you, Simos. Yeah, do that, and press buttons, and maybe share the thing. Ember says, "I wish tax dollars went to weddings. Those things cost as much as a car." Indeed. And bro just said, "I would be curious how many gay marriages have happened on a yearly basis since its legality. I would bet it's on a decline like hetero marriage." We could probably look that one up too.
Then John Gleason, the big man, Godfather engineer, enters the chat himself. I don't know, man. Talking to Drew, I felt your response was a womp womp. You shared a video where nearly everyone in this comment section. Interesting, almost like a coordinated effort. in this comment section amongst many people representing multiple different intertwined organizations in a coercive smear campaign against the victim of a sex crime.
They're literally friends, aren't they? Like, and just because they happen to coalesce with different organizations all working towards a common goal, that is literally what like community building and all of that is. That was the whole thing. Like that, he doesn't seem to understand how organizations work or how they're structured, or that different organizations serve different functions, and then they can collaborate to, like, say, put on an event or fundraise or something like that, right? Like, the Jay just can't wrap his head around this fucking concept.
Whoops. Man, these people are sloppy. When I tell you these people are sloppy. When I tell you these people are sloppy. You shared a video where nearly everyone in this comment section is described as a flying monkey, boy, because y'all were doing the flying monkey and that helped protect a dangerous predator. Whoops. Some of whom are directly named. Casey Gleason and I were brought up in the live chat as being responsible. Man, if only we showed those receipts. So, like, I get that you want to have a wider conversation about this, but this video exercises those that actually put Nancy's wishes first. We actually sought to protect her and respect her. Yet this video seems to indicate that that's not what we did. It's a gross mischaracterization, and you'd know this if you bothered to even look at the text messages. Seems like you didn't, though. Because none of us are saying something didn't happen. None of us are saying that mistakes weren't made. So framing your response as if we are is disingenuous. You don't address how those disparaged in the video were actually putting Nancy first until her husband found out and her narrative changed completely. Then what seems like under duress and pressure from both her husband and Patty, did she file charges and almost resulted in false police report charges? Yes, I've seen the evidence proving this. Again, pay attention.
So here he is reading it. It's not like he's not aware. He's as dismissive as he thinks everybody else is him, I guess. What's up, Cher? Good to see you. Cough, cough, ass. I'll do a little bit of that.
Then what seems like under duress and pressure from both her husband and Patty. Notice how it's her husband and Patty's fault that she changed her story. She files charges that almost resulted in false police report charges. And yes, I've seen the evidence proving this. That evidence is an email to Elliot from his lawyer. That is in AJ's evidence that you can find, link in the description. It is not evidence that those charges were actually almost filed. It's just information about the process of filing.
Right. Okay. So it's forwarded through his lawyer via the DA, right? Like the DA makes the offer, his lawyer brings the offer, Elliot declines
said charges. In the end, this video and your response comes across like I know better than Nancy what she experienced, what she needs, and I think everyone should be talking about the thing that happened to her instead of respecting her wishes. Again, Drew, I think a more reflective response to the real evidence versus the video is warranted here. I get that you want to have a conversation on consent, but SR respected her consent, even stupid drunk. SR respected her consent, even stupid drunk. I thought these type of conference organizer types, like John Gleason, who's organizing the upcoming Rocket City Reason, Godfather engineer, would know, since he's a conference organizer about to get the payola, that you can't give or receive consent when you're stupid drunk. And then he says there's
a... So that's problematic. I mean, if you know that, then you would say that the accused was not, so what? I have a hard time figuring out why Jay can't put the shoe on the other foot here.
Accountability, but he was drunk at the very next conference, blackout drunk at BatCon. And then again, I wonder why people think the Gleasons are who Drew.
Hey, Robin, good to see you.
Drew was afraid of, when literally Drew drops a link saying, hey, we should talk about what happened at NanoCon. And John Gleason comes in big boss mode saying, hey, buddy, it'd be a real shame if it turned out you're fucking this shit all the way up, Drew. Hey, Drew, I feel your response was kind of a womp womp, Drew. Hey, Drew, they threw us all under.
That's not at all how that's not at all what that response sounds
The
like.
bus, Drew. You sure you want to get down with them, Drew? Drew, you sure you want to be sharing this video, throwing all of us under the bus, Drew? Drew, you sure you want to do that? And Drew's like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. So then Drew's like, thank you. I'm so glad y'all came here to clear this all up. And then we never hear from Stacy, Drew, or D about what happened at NanoCon, even though they supposedly found Nancy afterwards. And then here we go. As far as transphobia,
Where in the fuck? See, I feel like maybe I should back it up, but now I'm too far. But no, yeah, and so he keeps saying that Stacy found her, which isn't even how she tells it in her story. So she ran into her. Um, but all right, you keep saying that. Just keep saying shit.
Earth Sumami, there's Sumami being a transphobe, even though she was actually being inclusive, listed off some women, including trans women, and said that they weren't women. And they have it right there. She listed off some women, including trans women, and said they weren't women, specifically because they weren't on girl code standing by the victim. Again, a girl code that a black man who's almost
I think the only women I saw in there were trans women that she was targeting. I mean, I don't know if this is in a separate occasion, but I know there's probably been more than one at
40
this
years
point,
old, so
right?
not have to explain. Maybe re-listen to the bio you shared. And then here's John Gleason emailing me, hey, Jay, before you do your stream tonight, so I guess I did it on December 9th. Before you do your stream tonight, you should know that Nancy and Patty are lying. There's John Gleason, Godfather Engineer, trying to get me to shut up and not talk about this. Why do I think John Gleason and Casey Gleason
What's the rest of that message? What is the rest of that message? Be very interested to
are the
know.
couple that Durante's referring to when he says everybody's afraid of this couple that's always involved in these things? Because I have all this evidence of John and Casey Gleason running around telling people that Patty and Nancy are lying and to shut the fuck up about this. Before you do your stream tonight, you should know Nancy and Patty are lying. And there's a lot of evidence demonstrating so. Initially, we were on Nancy's side of this until her lies started to unravel her story, which led to the police not only dropping charges against Elliot, but also wanting them to file charges against her for filing a false police report. If you want more of the story or evidence, let me know and I'll get it to you. Again, saying.
And so Jay is aware of all that beforehand, but decides to tell it this way anyway because it's a conspiracy cover-up.
And the same shit about the false police report.
Amazing.
But you can find that information in, again, AJ story. So here's John Gleason, Godfather Engineer, citing the same false police report nonsense that AJ's running around showing everybody, hey, look at this evidence that I provided to the police. Hey, look at this evidence. And when people read it, they're like, this isn't evidence that Nancy was any danger of false police report charges being filed against her. It simply just says to Elliot, if you want to pursue that, there's a process. Give me a call.
Right. Absolutely. Okay, now we're getting somewhere, right?
Again, the link is in the description.
Fucking nowhere.
Here's D. Murphy. Here's Stacy's mom from the Stacy's Mom podcast saying, thank you, Drew, for speaking logically and kindly to both sides. Yep, that's right. Stacy's mom of Stacy's Mom's podcast, whose daughter allegedly found the victim, thanks her son-in-law for speaking logically and kindly to both sides. Yep, the mother of the woman that found the victim is both sidesing the narrative as if I needed any more proof. You are the man to stand by my daughter and influence the future of my 3 generations. You mean the kind of man who would let over 160 messages from Flying Monkeys dogpile and victim blame and slut shame the victim of an assault where your daughter allegedly found the victim? A man that would allow that? That's proof
You keep saying it over and over again, like it makes it true.
that he's the man to stand by your daughter and influence the future of your
She found her.
3 grandsons. I don't know what type of
And then you pull that shit up.
standards
Like, I know
y'all
it's
have
not
in the
what it
Murphy
says.
household, but I suggest you get better ones. I suggest you don't settle for cowards in the Murphy household. Just a recommendation. Speaking as a victim here now, will say only this and this about me. I did and said some of the craziest crap to protect my abuser / assailant. And to this day, I don't know why. I think because I was ashamed and I let it happen. Maybe, honestly, don't know. But I'm disappointed when I see comments like she was flirting. To me, that's the same as saying, well, what was she wearing? That takes us back decades and decades in time. That's all I'm going.
This is all fucking fine and good, but it's not what I was stepping in. Where's the other thing? Is it back here? Did I go too far, audience? I think I might have. Yeah, because I have myself like back, way back here. Let's check it out for a second.
So you would shut the fuck up about it. This is such an egregious violation of her privacy. Again, it was not. And her wish.
Yeah, somewhere back here, maybe.
This is such an egregious violation of her privacy. Again, it was not. And her wishes for what she wanted, as the others I pointed out with receipts that are old, that I don't hardly have the words for how violating this feels. If someone did this to me after an incident, I don't even know how I'd manage. You'd realize you had fucking friends in this world, and you'd appreciate it just like she did. I'm so concerned for Nancy, and this video, again, is such a disgusting violation. At the bar, Nancy expressed sexual desires and private information with me that has direct bearing on what happened, and while that context matters, I will not be sharing those details here, as it would be unethical to do so without her consent. Again, after all this fucking narrative about her personal private information and sexual desires without her consent, right? These people just think they can just talk out of both sides of their mouths, and that makes it all okay. And then here we get this, again, setting women back hundreds of years by trying to use your victim status as a shield for accountability. I'm a rape and sexual assault survivor, multiple incidents. And then she says, I've had failed scenes, been bruised and violated and traumatized. And again, they're going to call me a misogynist for this, but bitch, we don't give a fuck. The fact that you are literally here victim blaming and slut shaming somebody that you were supposed to be fucking friends with.
So this one's on Glenda, and yeah, to that point, like, because what they're talking about now is like people coming out about their traumas and stuff like that. It's like, you know, I'm not gonna sit here and like, you know, go over it because I've been through a lot of this on the channel, but I've, you know, experienced, you know, various traumas throughout my life as well, right? Like, and you know, the hope is that we can process them and move past them in a healthy way, right? They're always going to be with us, but trying to focus on and rehash and re-traumatize over and over again is never a healthy way of dealing with a trauma, right? So, I mean, we don't know if she's doing that, but you're certainly doing it for her, right? Her sister's doing it for her. Rather than moving on, they say, no, justice has to be done. And so they keep bringing it back. They keep bringing it back, or they let you do it for them, right? And that's another very unhealthy cycle that people get into. So
And you're now
there.
you're playing the rape and sexual assault survivor card, telling us you've survived multiple incidents.
Hey, my awesome life. Good to see you. Much love. What did I see here? Sorry, I missed. Robinson inclusive? What the fuck? And Amber said, see, that's not the thing TSU did that's transphobic, but let's not, Sue did that, that's transphobic, but let's not let facts get in the way of an abusive manipulation, right? Yeah, she did. I mean, I've heard a number of things. Cher says, I've been a girl for as long as I can remember, and I've personally even never used the term girl code. I know, yeah, it sounds very, very middle schoolish or something. Where is this code and why am I now aware of its guidelines? And Ember said, I'm pretty sure the Girl Code is a publication of Patriarchy Industries. Fair enough. Why is he hiding behind all this BS? Why doesn't he say his personal reasons why he thinks NanoCon should not be on? He thinks he has a very cleverly devised argument here. I mean, he's he's using this in his classes, apparently. He's, this has something to do with his teaching. And so maybe he's writing his, I don't know, what do you call it, peer-reviewed publication on this or something. But yeah, no, that's what I was trying to like look for, because there's plenty more of this where he's like, oh, it's the patriarchy, it's white supremacy, they're in a sex cult mafia, and so he goes on that, and then he'll break off into some almost reasonable sounding shit, and then he'll just go off on full on, misogyny, racism, homophobia, transphobia, like all kinds of shit. He just busts out into it. He's like, no,
and
it's
then
okay.
Comparing a woman being thrown down the stairs, assaulted and strangled, to failed scenes, been bruised and violated and traumatized, and then you're taking up for her abuser. Shame on you. And again, you fucking up the girl code. And a black man who's almost 40 years old should not be telling you, a grown ass woman on YouTube, that you fucked up the girl code.
You fucked up the girl code.
But
The
I
girl
know that
code just means that you stick with your homegirls. It's like it's like hoes before bros, right? Like that would be like yeah. Instead of bros before hoes, it's hoes before bros.
from listening to the women in my life. When I'm the only dude in the room surrounded by a bunch of women and I'm just sitting there shutting the fuck up, listening to them talk, and they get into that girl shit. And since Jay's here and Jay's really only got here, and Jay's a lot of times the only guy in the room when a bunch of women are talking, they don't even give a shit. So
Jay thinks he's like the only man who's ever been sitting in the room and listening to a bunch of women talking. I promise you, you're not.
once in a while, they really get into that lady shit, that real women's talk, that real girl code shit, and I just be in the room with them, and I just shut the fuck up and listen. I'd be like, God damn, I'm a grown ass man getting the privilege to learn about the girl code, even though I'm a man. I'm a man. I ain't really supposed to know the girl code like that, but my sisters be hooking me up. They be like, Jay, you heard with us? You ride with us? So
maybe you're listening to some fucking immature ass people
about this girl code real quick.
Fucking
learn something, teach them.
Nonsense.
And so now I find myself as a grown ass man pointing to people like Glenda, like, hey, Glenda, yeah, we fuck with survivors and we fuck with believing victims, but when you're doing a flying monkey smear campaign against the victim and you're saying I'm a rape and sexual assault survivor, multiple incidents, and then saying I've had failed scenes, been bruised and violated and traumatized, and you dogpiling the victim, yeah, you fucking up the girl code. And again, a grown ass man who had to just explain to you how this grown ass man even knows that much girl code should not have to be explaining to your grown ass what the motherfucking girl code is in this motherfucking situation. But here we find ourselves in the secular community of fucking skeptics and fucking secular humanists. There are people out there that foam at the mouth at being able to crusade on behalf of victims and do nothing but further violate them and center themselves. And that is not victim advocacy. You are not making spaces safer. The idea that we wouldn't metaphorically chuck SR off a cliff. Now they can metaphorically chuck SR off a cliff. Now they understand analogies, they understand metaphors, they understand poetry, they understand jokes. But when I say Rebecca Davis is a raggedy bitch who needs some BBC because she's a fucking Christian apologist, and the joke is Christian apologists have dry sex lives, and so maybe they stop sitting on that Christian bullshit if they got some good BBC, a good dick down.
Wow, he just turn it around like that. He was like, "Oh, I was just making a joke that time, though, right?" Yeah, that too. And it's interesting. After this, he goes back on with Rebecca. Now he's in with the Christians. He's in with Rebecca and SJ, as we all know. All that shit saved up too.
Most people think that shit is funny, and I don't have to explain the shit to them that it's a joke about a Christian apologist needing a good dick down because the joke is Christian apologists don't have good sex lives.
But didn't that come across to some people as like a rape fantasy when he did that? I don't know. I don't know all the specifics on that. I've heard that. So I'm going to say that's a bit of hearsay and speculation, but I've heard it described that way.
Again, you could not like the joke. You could think it's in poor taste, and you could say I'm a misogynist for that. And then you could hear me say, if they die, they die.
Right, sure, there will be a midterm quiz. This would be a hell of a class, right? Imagine this is your fucking, yeah. It's like studying for your, I don't know, PhD in wokeism or something. I don't know exactly what this qualifies as. And Cher says he can't use that term. It's my term, and I'm taking it back. Ember says, him really saying that I'm a man telling you, a woman, how I think you ought to behave and not instantly dying of cringe is itself criminal. Yeah. Yep. Let me tell you about the girl code, because I'm a man. Yeah, that one works out real well, doesn't it? Robin, no amount of moral outrage justifies the attacks. I agree, yeah. The level of it, I mean, the persistence, like, he did take a couple of days where he was getting a little lazy there, but he came back, he's like, nope, persistent, and he keeps going, and not just that, but he's got other people running around with him, right? I don't know who all those people are, but we know some of them are.
That's if their bad behavior has consequences, then their bad behavior has consequences, but they're trying to get me fired for those jokes and tell everybody in the world I'm a fucking misogynist. But now, all of a sudden, when it's them, they understand that metaphorically chucking SR off of a cliff is not a terroristic threat against his life. It's just
Did somebody try to get him fired for the Rebecca Davis video? I didn't hear that. I heard that's when he got his shit handled on YouTube, and a bunch of people fucking bugged off because they were like, that shit's sick. That's kind of the way I heard that.
Again, how when black people do shit, white people have all the moral clarity in the world. And then when white people do the same shit, it's all good to go. Amazing how that works. We would absolutely cut all ties. We've done so on numerous occasions for people we love, trusted, and respected for far less, but y'all didn't do it here. I believe you're coming from a place of justice and kindness, and I trust and believe that your desire is to increase harm, but this is not what's happening here, right? So again, she was summoned by AJ. She responded to the summoning, and threw the victim under the bus on script. Now here comes Arden Hart, also summoned for the triangulation, using her status and her influence in the community on behalf of the fucking assaulter. And she tagged Glenda. Hey, Glenda, I just want to second everything said here by Glenda. I was also at the table and witnessed everything alongside her, and my recollection was exactly the same. I haven't been following the fallout super closely after the fact, convenient, but that's what I saw. I would probably have believed and taken Nancy's word for it if I hadn't witnessed what I did myself. So Arden responds to being summoned for triangulation, clocks in, say, hey, Captain AJ, reporting for duty. I'm going to co-sign. You said, was it one of us? Yeah, it was all three of us. And yeah, so I want to co-sign on what Glenda
So
said.
because people are talking, they're having a fucking conversation about this shit. All of a sudden, it's like they're being summoned out to testify, or like, what are you talking about, my man? This is already a public spectacle at this point, right? Like a bit.
And yeah, I would have believed the victim, but not based on what I saw, because like Glenda said, she was all over him. So after the way she was all over him, yeah, I don't believe her either. Okay, cool. Sounds like Arden Hart of the line, throwing the victim under the bus. And
Yeah, sure. If I sit here and talk real fast, to be fair, I sped up the video a little bit because he kind of bores me and he says a lot of the same shit over and over again. But yeah, he does go off on those like manic tangents. But yeah, throw in a bunch of words like monkey and girl code and blah blah blah. Yeah, that's pretty much the way he does it. And he also like this is a 6 hour long stream, so I've gone through this like. Because he does like musical numbers and like the whole bit, he'll get you all like yeah, try to get people locked in, or I don't know. Sometimes I think he's trying to bore the shit out of us so that we won't like watch to the end, because that's when he says the real shit sometimes. But other times he'll like say it at the beginning and then he'll go off on a tangent. He'll come, it's just all over the fucking place, kind of like me. But he's actually like trying to fucking really attack people and like honestly, the motivation, it's not just to cancel NanoCon. Uh, he's trying to cancel the content creators. He's trying to get them all. He's trying to fuck all these people up who, basically have been able to become successful, actually going around and speaking and making appearances on different channels and doing whatever they do. I mean, they're also like, a lot of the times they're doing volunteer work, activists within the communities that they're in, right? And stuff like that. So, I mean, there's a whole smorgasbord of people doing different things around these parts. And Jay just will target, anyone who crosses his path without really knowing what the fuck he's talking about. And he doesn't care because he thinks he's like a moral crusader here. But what in reality he's established is like this complex atheist, what do you call it, secular syndicate that is basically just, again, it's like a loose affiliation of different organizations, doing like nonprofit work and stuff. And he's like, no, it's not that. It's not. They're all getting rich and they're like, he's basically implying like it's sex trafficking, but he's not saying that. But he's saying, well, it's definitely a sex cult of some kind. Now with that, and then also, of course, the white supremacy. Can't forget about the white supremacy. Ember says, 1, do misogyny. 2, complain about being called a misogynist. Crazy. Yeah. Hypocrisy. Here we are. Here we come. No. And it's so funny. He suddenly started using triangulation after he got called out on misusing flying monkeys. He still doesn't know what triangulation means. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, because if you have 3 people telling the story, that's what that means. When dumb people do shit, I can't get on board, no matter the color of their skin. Chill. Yeah, I know you're having a good laugh at that one. Hey, I started off with your boy G, man. He's not doing much better right now, I'll tell you. He's over there having to defend his masculinity. Ember says the key element of a smear campaign is spectacle. Yeah. Says he has receipts, and by watching this video, you're showing he has nothing but his personal issues. Yeah, he tried to claim the moral high ground by like not showing receipts, but the problem is that when other people actually came out and showed more receipts, it gets worse for him. Like it completely contradicts whatever he thinks, and then he still tries to say, "Oh, well, I got some other shit that's worse for you," but he hasn't shown any of it. He just keeps running his mouth. All right, so I'm gonna move on to this one because the other one I got here sounds kind of funny. And I got some for this 87 days video. I don't know how much. I'm not trying to watch through the last 2 hours of that right now, honestly. But that stream's got some shit in it too. I think we covered a lot of it though. But on this one, oh yeah, we're definitely too far ahead. So this is gonna be like a couple days after that. Now remember, he's been doing this since like December, and we've been covering this for a month now. So, jeez, what are we doing?
Here we go. Well done, well done. All right, the fun is over. The fun is over. NanoCon. The sponsors of this year's Rape Fest, sorry, Sexual Assault Fest, sorry, conference of con artists and scam artists and gangsters and the motherfucking the Players Ball. That's what we should start calling these fucking 80s conferences. The Players Ball, where all the pimps and the
Gangsters Rape Fest. Can you like get? No, yeah, he's saying what he's saying. Yeah, that's
gangsters
right.
and the thugs are gonna get together with their hoes. You know what I'm saying? With their hoes and their tricks. And I don't know what they do at these Players Balls. I heard y'all have a lot of adult Bible study time. I hear there's a lot of
Is there a lot of adult Bible study? I thought there were atheist speakers, like actually, like the people sit down and listen to people give. It's like a fucking TED talk, but they're all atheists, right? Like something like that.
Bible study time and a lot of sex. I'm not even exaggerating.
I have modded Jill and unmodded Jill, and we've gone back and forth on that one a little bit. Oh, that's unfortunate. Anyway, sorry, not this, but I was getting called. Yeah, no, I Jill does have a wrench here right now, so I'll let him have his fun. But he knows the deal. We don't fuck around over here.
Anybody who heard about these motherfucking atheist conventions, yo, hit us up in the chat. Tell us if we're fucking wrong. From what we hear, it's a lot of.
Oh yeah, the birthday month. Yeah, I know that person. I know who you're talking about. It took me a second, sure, but I remembered. Yeah, he's been doing that long. So yeah. Anyway,
Bible study or anti-Bible study, same shit. I don't think there's a fucking difference. Anti-Bible study still has Bible study in it, and a lot of sex. That's what we're hearing. A lot of Bible study and a lot of sex. So come down to the latest Players Ball at the NancyCon. The motherfucking NancyCon. The sponsors of this year's NancyCon are Polaris Financial Planning, the American Humanist Association, American Atheists, Godfather Engineer. Hang on a second.
So I just had to bring up. I was listening to this guy a little bit. It was today. I think it was today or yesterday. No, it had to have been today. And he's straight up. He's in here, and you start hearing somebody yelling through the wall, and he's like totally feuding with his neighbor. His neighbor's like, "Shut the fuck up! I'm gonna turn my music on and blast your walls." And he's talking shit. And he's like, "But seriously, I gotta go though." And it was pretty funny. But anyway, continue.
Shit, I heard niggas is deathly afraid of Godfather Engineer. So I just said his name. So I had to check real quick. I just wanted to make sure he ain't sending a hit squad after me. I just wanted to make sure the rollers wasn't coming up the block. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to make sure my spot not about to get sprayed up for mentioning Godfather Engineer, because I heard Godfather Engineer will fuck your whole career up, son. I heard Godfather Engineer will fuck your whole shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know when Godfather Engineer might roll out on me, spray up the block. You know what I'm saying? Gotta be careful around these parts. Coon tap dancing ass Negroes. Oh, sorry. Uncle Tom in the clan. Coon in the gang.
There he goes. That's funny, isn't it? so funny when Jay says it. No, and Robin, just to respond, yeah, no, I do give a lot of people wrenches. Most of the people, I usually try to give, like long-term people wrenches, people who actually like hang out, quite a bit. And people usually like automatically, if you've like come up here and had a conversation, I'll probably throw you a wrench, unless you're like a dickhead in that conversation. But yeah, I should be more careful. But but no, so far I've had pretty good luck with that. And yeah, as we know, like with Big John, like if people get out of line, I can just fucking send them out myself. So, um, but I usually try to give people a couple of chances. It's like baseball. Like maybe depending on the severity, you might get three strikes. Or I might just boot you forever the first time. If I don't know you and you're really bad. Um, but yeah, no, Jill's been around a while. I still like to him around sometimes. Sometimes he gets on my fucking nerve. I'm sure the feeling's mutual.
We talk about black non-believers, bunch of fucking frauds. What a bunch of fucking grifters. The humanist, the Tennessee, yeah, I wouldn't trust the way they humanist out there in Tennessee from what I've heard
No, I wasn't trying to say that, Robin. I was just trying to explain my rationale there.
lately. The atheist community of Austin. Y'all heard of Austin City Limits? Yeah, I think that's that same Austin. So there are at least some nice things in Austin. You know what I'm saying? Austin, hang your hat on that damn Austin City Limits shit, man. Y'all doing the music. I hear you're doing wonderful city things. I hear it's kind of blue in Austin. I appreciate that. Community of Austin. Going down. Secularizing US. SR. Secularizing. Secularity. That sounds like the company SR started. I wonder why the company SR started. Did I call it a company? Is it a nonprofit? Non-profit, for-profit?
Yeah.
Where y'all think all the nonprofit money goes?
Where do you think all the nonprofit money goes? There he goes. And yes, so Secularizing is in fact the company that SR started. And since he is sponsoring the event, it means that he's actually contributing, or the organization is contributing to it in some way. And because the two are linked, it must be somehow conspiratorial, except I'm pretty sure that, since he was involved in the last one and he's just continuing to support this one, it does show like an ongoing relationship organizationally. But the person himself cannot attend the event or really participate actively in any way. So he must be funding it somehow monetarily or through other people volunteering through the organization, I suppose. Like it doesn't seem like, how would you make that nefarious? Like just he's just like, well, these people are sponsoring this event, and one of them happens to be, involved with one of the people who was previously involved with the event. So therefore, conspiracy cover up? Nope.
Fuckers start to follow the money in the goddamn atheist community, and they realize it's been a church grift the whole time, and that money ain't doing nothing for nobody. Wait till they figure out that money ain't never done nothing for. Wait till they find out all the money they've been sending to these atheist organizations ain't put a motherfucking. Remember that shit about the baby food when she was calling all the churches and she was like, "Yo, can I get some baby formula?" You can hear the baby crying in the background. The church was like, "Nah, get the fuck out of here." Do we know you? Are you a member here? Right. Wait till that bitch should have called the motherfucking atheist organizations. If y'all thought it was bad calling the Christian organizations, try to get some baby formula out of one of these goddamn atheist organizations and see how that shit goes. Boy, they're gonna tell you, yeah, well, see, we don't have the. Are you a member? Do you have? Have you subscribed to our Patreon? Do you have Ko-fi? PayPal? You're like baby formula. We don't operate a store here. Wait till y'all figure out these atheists ain't
What
doing
is up,
shit
Cat?
but getting paid.
What's happening, Cat? Good to see you. If you haven't, are there? Let me see. My grandmother sponsored by birth, and she was previously involved in my mother's birth. Atheist organism. I just want to see, like, yeah, here, secular food banks. Are there secular food banks? Well, yes, there are. Holy shit. Are they in? Who else? Can we get links? Are there people doing like? I'm sure there have to be, like, they're doing like things like this, some capacity, right? Like I can find it around me, but anyway. Okay, and that's interesting to know. I actually never really bothered to look that up because we all know we can go to the churches, right? But there are actually literally secular organizations doing the same thing. Interesting.
AB, they just using these conferences for that payola. They trying to get that payola like Crayola up in this piece. Recovering from religion. Nigga, you go to recover from religion, you gonna be recovering from religion. I laugh, but that shit is real. That shit is real. I promise you. You go to recovering from religion, you gonna be recovering from religion. Oh, they got the secular therapy project. Yeah,
I've heard a lot of good things about RFR. I don't know what his problem is.
yeah. Listen.
I was gonna go through them. Actually, no, I looked at secular therapy because when I was like, well, RFR, like, I don't know if I qualify under like that banner since I wasn't a convert. Although I might need it now, um, or in the future. But anyway, that's a whole different thing. But yeah, I was like looking at like secular therapy project, and then I don't remember what it was when I got in there. Um, It might have been because it was like online therapy, and I was like trying to do in-person therapy. And then even when I got hooked up through the insurance plan and I was getting therapy, it was still I ended up doing telehealth, so it was online therapy. So I was like, well, what the fuck am I? So and then that ended, and then I ended up getting my therapist through BetterHelp for a while, and like it actually ended up being like more effective than I thought it would be. Because at first I really thought I needed like in-person sessions, but after a while I just kind of warmed up to doing it online. And it seems like basically the norm for a lot of people now, you know?
You up because the secular therapy project, I won't fuck with that if I were you. That's a fucking con right there. But listen, if you really need the secular therapy, I'm gonna tell you about this new shit we got out. I'm a scientist, trust me. All right, I'll admit it because Kip Davis is really
But honestly, I mean, I'll tell you right now, the reason that I stopped doing, the reason I haven't been doing therapy is financial, you know? So that's a big thing too. Um, and yeah, so that's actually the reason that I stopped doing therapy recently. And that was probably another hindrance trying to get into it in the first place.
Davis has been going through my bio with a fine tooth comb. So don't let me overrepresent my qualifications. I took a couple of psych classes, but I'm not a psychiatrist or psychologist. But trust me, as a scientist, I'll be hearing shit in the streets of science. Yes, there's a motherfucking streets of science. Don't be racist. And what I'm hearing out in the streets of science is,
Hey, Pixie, much love. Good to see you. And shit, I hope I unmuted. Okay, good. I was like, fuck. Yeah, Cher says non-believers need love too. Yeah, we all need love. We're still human. And then Better Than Ever says his problem is he knows Kyle, former RFR volunteer who was let go for reasons. Kyle the Noir, the one that I was commenting here. See, I wasn't sure where that person came from. They were not. I don't know of that person, or I don't know that I know of that person. Like beyond recently in these streams, pretty much. Um, yeah. So that's an enigma to me, I suppose. Thank you for coming by, Pixie. Big love.
that if you really need to hook up on the secular therapy, we got this new shit. It's called fucking therapy, dumbass. Yeah, scientific based therapy is automatically secular therapy. We just call it.
I have to kind of disagree a little bit there. I mean, I want to say, and so this is like something that I experienced going through my insurance, and when I did go through rehab, and I got therapy through rehab, so that's recovery associated. Um, they were still very much trying to push spirituality in a lot of ways in those spaces. Now, my individual therapist did not do that, but the other counselors around there did, and it wasn't necessarily like it wasn't like Christian based, because they had like Buddhist programs and stuff like that as well. So it was a little more inclusive, but they were very, very um, persistent about like pursuing like a spiritual path or whatever. Um, and I get that sometimes even in secular spaces, like trying to find secular spirituality and whatever that means And I talked to Mike about it, and some other people here or there, done some reading and stuff like that. So, but I still don't really understand it. I still struggle to like reconcile the two.
Therapy. So you could go hook up with the new shit that we just call therapy. Yeah, look. I'm just telling you what I heard in the streets. I'm just telling you what I heard.
Ember said, I didn't know Kyla until all this started either. My first interaction with her, she made an illegal recording of me, then lied to everyone about what I said on that recording. Yeah, not the best first impression. Yeah, that sucks. That is weird. Yeah, the way they came on my stream, or she came on my stream, I don't know if she identifies as she, I guess yeah. Anyway, was like, um, she was in that first chat when I was talking about that video, and then popped up again in my comments after John was on. I was like, why didn't you ask John any questions? And I was like, well, we did ask John questions. We were, like, yeah, I just thought that was weird, like replying to that. Like, it's like, if did you listen to it? I thought we were pretty succinct on all the points, and he was explaining it to people who didn't really know what the fuck was going on at the time. And so had to cover all that ground too. So I don't know.
Heard in the streets. The Secular Student Alliance. Don't sound like y'all been learning too much lately. I would leave that alone too. Yeah, I would go join some club that's actually about something. Some club that's not just anti-Bible study. Yeah, y'all work it out. You're young. You got some time, but I'd get on it. The Clergy Project. Y'all niggas just need to go back to school and get retrained. Listen, I know the Clergy Project is serious and y'all have a hard time. I'm gonna just tell you right now, most of that's emotional and most of that's disintegrating white privilege. We'll talk about that later, but most of it is like you've just been really entitled to not having any real skills, but being considered a leader and all that shit. And now that
he says disintegrating white privilege. Now, I don't know a lot about the Clergy Project. I've heard of a few creators who have talked about the benefits of it and stuff like that, and it sounds like something that would be, that would be useful if you're in that type of position. I mean, specifically, Ed was talking about it recently. And again, in what the fuck way is this white supremacist adjacent? How do you fucking draw? How do you fucking reach these conclusions, my dude? Like what? How did that even come up as in the conversation? I don't understand. Let's not go crazy. Too much sunlight kills the bag. Let the cat out of the satisfaction. I already got that back revived from the dead. It's a pet cemetery. I know. Like dog walkers lurking in my
shit is
yard.
over. You just need to go get some motherfucking job skills. Just get out there, go back to school, get trained, pick up a new craft, pick up a new fucking skill, take on a new occupation. Don't fuck around with these grifters. Just get you some new skills, go pay your bills, you'll be fine. Who else we got? The Americans United for the Separation of Church and State, Nashville.
We're still going through the sponsors, by the way. These are the sponsors. Yes, okay, yeah, okay. We're still within our frame of reference here. Yeah.
Have you looked around America lately? Have you lived in America lately? How does it look like we're doing in terms of separation of church and state? These motherfuckers coming out of Nashville. How good does it look like they're doing with the separation of church and state in motherfucking Tennessee?
Tennessee, is that the one? No, wait. Is Tennessee the one where see, I got behind in my research. I was like, where were the gay marriage rates? The number of same-sex households has more than doubled since federal marriage equality was legalized, with over 590,000 same-sex couples having married since 2015. But that doesn't give us the comparative to hetero couples or whatever. Okay, and then what was our next question? Oh, shit, sorry. See, I was like, I left that one lingering there and never came back to it. And then we were talking about, oh yeah, state of Tennessee. Because I listened to Friendly Atheist and stuff. I know they were having a case ongoing or something over there. There's always cases like these ongoing, but so the Tennessee Senate passed legislation to allow public schools to optionally display the Ten Commandments in classrooms. So looks bad. Did we get? I thought there was a victory. No victory there? I mean, hence the need for them to fucking, like, actually be there and be doing work. Where did I see the W? I don't know. I know the after school, Satan Club and all of that went on, and that was kind of cool. And then I feel like there was an instance where they were like, if you're gonna put up this like Ten Commandments, we're gonna put up this like, or I don't think it was a Ten Commandments thing. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't, but it had some, like, the Church of Satan wanted to put a statue of Baphomet somewhere or something like that. But yeah, there's like secular groups doing this all over the place. I don't want to spend too much time detouring there because we know that because we like pay attention. But it's just not good enough for Jay. Nothing's good enough.
In Nashville, the home of country music, literally the home of the most performatively racist genre of everything. And I'm saying that as a country music fan. I'm saying this as a nigga that loves country music. That shit is obviously performative racism. I'm just
As soon as he said that, I was like, no, I just can't get behind it anymore. No. He loves country music. I'm out. No, I never even play country music.
I'm just saying the whole country culture always been performative racism. I'm saying that as a country music fan, so go fuck yourself. But I'm just saying, does it really look like there's a lot of separation of church and state happening in and around Nashville? No. So that organization's fucking useless. Stop wasting your time. Think Squared Media. They're a sponsor of NanoCon. Think about that. Think Squared Media is a sponsor of RapeCon. If Think Squared Media is a sponsor of motherfucking RapeCon, you don't need to be going there. You don't need to be thinking Squared Media ain't thinking Squared about that shit. So don't fuck with them. Stephen Barry, LMT Massage Services. I told you, don't nothing go down at these motherfucking atheist conferences except Bible studies and sex shit. Bible study, sex shit. Bible study, sex shit. Bible study, sex shit.
Is that what happens? We study the Bible, we go fuck. Come back, we study the Bible, we go fuck. Sounds like an interesting place to be, I suppose. Cher said, I once had a psychologist ask me if I believed in God, and when I said nope, she said, you will get better if you don't have a God in your life. And I was like, okay, because I wasn't buying it. Okay. Yeah, I remember it being kind of a weird conversation when I was a kid, but they were never like pushy with me. Yeah. It was always yeah. I don't think I've really had like psychologists or psychiatrists push that on me too much, but definitely other people like family, friends, and shit like that, and family members. Yeah.
Now one of the sponsors is Stephen Barry, LMT Massage Services. What part of the program you think that is? I'm just asking the questions. You're making the decisions. I'm not buying a ticket to NanoCon. I'm not buying a ticket to NanoCon. I'm not buying a ticket to
I know getting a massage is implicitly sexual because that's where Jay's mind goes.
I turned down my gate.
Did he say he was going to turn down his microphone and then walk the fuck away from the computer? I think that's what just happened.
I got to turn down my gate.
So you see he turned down his gate, and then he goes over here. Okay, no, he's right there. Okay, my bad. It doesn't sound like somebody's like banging on the walls though, right? Like, you look at shit from today. Wait, no, let's just bring it up because it's funny. I'll do it now. We'll remember where we were. I'll show you. Because I heard this shit earlier. I was like, no fucking way. Right before 30 to 29:54. Easiest way to do this is here. White people are crashing out. Victim of a peace offering, white man What? Okay, it must be this one. 6 hours ago. He did another one after that. I'm not gonna do the whole thing right now, but look towards the end
Pocket
of the
Locker
video.
86, the quick hitter. All right, so
He's over here like talking his shit, and
maybe you're not, you know what I mean? So, right, maybe you're into watching true crime stuff, maybe you're not, you know what I mean? So, sorry, my neighbor is fucking yelling. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, I guess he threatened to turn up his volume and rattle the walls or something. I got to deal with this passive aggressive ass white nigga. Like, yo, no, yo, I don't even have my speakers connected. If I connected my speakers and turn my speakers up. Yo, if I connected my speakers and turn my speakers.
I'm wearing a single earbud. Why do you need your speakers on the stream, bro?
I'll break his windows. But I'm about to get out of here.
I'll break his windows. Yeah, so that's the type of shit. Yeah, like his neighbors like banging on the wall. Like, I'm gonna fucking turn my speakers on. Yeah, that was fun. We did that. Congratulations, Jay. I haven't had problems like that with my neighbors in a while. Not usually, anyway. In defense of white men, the atheist plague of weaponized autism. What the fuck is that? I don't have timestamps for this video. It would be flying blind. I mean, I've seen a little bit of it, but I didn't write it down or take a picture or nothing. It's just let's say we skip right here. See, like a musical interlude, and then he'll talk some shit.
It's just a fucking crime
And there's another
to be leading a
interlude.
coercive smear campaign and harassing people for speaking out about sexual gender violence in the motherfucking community.
Sexual gender violence? What the fuck
All
is
carry-on
that?
items should now be stowed securely, either in an overhead
That's
bin
his
or under the
actual intro? Like an hour into the stream?
And then I got one decent motherfucker. One decent motherfucker, Filbert, who says, fuck that. What are you talking about, bro? You talking about
Filbert dipped all the fucking way out. He's talking about like trucking now. He was like, I'm gonna rebrand my channel. I don't want any part of this. I don't know what I just stepped
doxing Dr.
in.
Bundy? You talking about doxing me? You talking about doxing these other whistleblowers? What are you talking about, bro? You trying to ruin our lives? You trying to go after our family? You trying to bring harm to us for just trying to support Nancy and trying to say harm shouldn't have been done to her and something should be done about it?
Is that what happened? Who came after you guys?
And then I'm like, damn, this shit is fucked up. But damn, at least there was that one decent person who said, that's fucked up. Don't do that. Who said,
I bet you those two never stream together again. Like he just used them. Yeah, just use them fucking, and that's it. Like,
that's fucked up. You really
no
gonna
more
take it
need.
there? And then what happens? They beat that motherfucker over the head so hard that I gotta watch Filbert then come back on his fucking hands and knees apologizing. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Aggressive ass white man. I took it too far. I didn't mean to call you out. I mean, I guess you did threaten to ruin our fucking lives, but I didn't mean to call you. Like, come on, bro. You don't know how painful that's.
Who's trying to ruin whose life? You're out here trying to ruin people's lives. That's what you're doing, Jay.
To really be like, yo, for real, I'm so sick of this online secular community. And quite frankly, I'm tired of the caucasity. I'm just tired of the whiteness on top of whiteness. Whiteness on top of whiteness.
The caucasity.
Whiteness on top of whiteness.
That's
on top of
new
whiteness.
on me. Yeah, we got some caucasity. So there we go.
Patriarchy, the capitalism, and the white supremacy, and then all of that happening in a community where the demographic is just so white focused and white centered and white aesthetics and white values and white thought and white.
Literally, with all of my timestamps, I randomly flip to this, and it's just perfect. I mean, right? It's just captures exactly what the fuck is going on in his head.
White everything, and it's overwhelming. And I'm just sick of dealing with the competence of the whiteness of this entire shit. I just want to just fucking be done with it.
To weaponized incompetence? Well, your title says weaponized autism. Is autism incompetence in your mind, Jay?
And it's like having to witness a community open criming and then being like, damn, I only had that one person that was really to like call that shit out and be like, no, fuck that. That's sitting on some bullshit.
Who's criming against who? What was going on there?
And then now I got to watch this motherfucker apologizing for sticking up for himself. And I only felt like I was just kind of included in his maybe halfway speaking up for himself.
I never heard him apologize. I did hear him say that he didn't know what the fuck he was talking about and he was going to step the fuck back, which is what you should have done a long time ago. But all right.
But the caucasity in the fucking space is so overwhelming that like he was met with instant and overwhelming social force that he felt compelled to come crawling back on his hands and knees trying to make nice with the rabid atheist. And then only once he got called out for that, saying, bro, what are you doing? Like kowtowing to the fucking flying monkeys. Did he realize, oh shit, they just pulled the okie doke on me? And then he comes back and says, no, fuck the rabid atheist. And, y'all, I don't know.
Oh, so that was before that. Okay, I see. We got the timeline now. Okay. So before he came back and said, fuck that. But also, I'm rebranded. I'm getting the fuck out of this shit.
Friends with him, which is cool. Like he definitely saw it right and did the right thing and, figured it out and handled his business. And I appreciate Filbert for being so transparent, with his growth and his whole involvement in this whole process. But that was very hurtful. It's very disappointing to be like, damn, like I had one.
What kind of growth did you see? He attacked Ed. Ed pushed back on him. And he turned tail like a fucking coward and decided that he wasn't going to play no more. Right? That was what happened. There was no growth there. He didn't take accountability for, not that he had to, because he's just copying you. He's just parroting what Jay Bundy has to say here, like a lot of people.
One person speak up for me, and then he couldn't even really all the way stand on business about it. He got beat over the head so badly, and then we had to, again, like, somebody had to get in his ass and be like, bro, what the fuck are you doing, for him to realize, oh shit, I just let him pull the okie doke on.
I'd love to see those fucking receipts. I'd put feet to the fire at that point, but no, I don't agree with that. I don't think that's what we should probably do, but it's interesting that Jay's trying to use that. Oh, did Ed go and beat him over the head? Was he just an unreasonable jerk? Did he threaten him? Did he coerce him in some way? I don't think so. I don't buy that.
That's the same shit we dealing with Nitty for years. Like he tried to halfway do the right thing, and then he just so new to the right side of history. He keep fucking shit up. We got to keep dragging his ass into the right shit. But that's what it's like when niggas is really trying to figure it out. That's why I fuck with Filbert, because he's at least really trying to figure it out and really getting in there. He's not like waiting and sitting on the side like the nigga really doing the shit. And he does address everything on his fucking channel. And now he's trying to make his trucking shit. Like he just said, I'm out of here. And now he making some different type of content. So I fuck with Filbert because I feel like he really about that life.
Do you watch his videos? I'm genuinely interested to know. Do you watch his videos? We'll go back here where I got the timestamps, but you see where we're going. There's a lot. I won't go too much longer tonight, but I think there's some more we can cover over here. Right. Okay, we'll just skip forward to my next one.
I'm buying tickets in the end.
Nope, too far. Close enough.
Perry, you're right. Tyler Perry is a motherfucking Christian grifter. Man, y'all just keep the insults coming. Jake Villa, have no idea who that is, and of course we all know this human waste of a perfectly good ejaculate, A.J. Ruli. All right, y'all. White people are crashing out. You already know I'm here for it. So let me just be all real. It says, white people, please watch. You're invited to the cookout for real this time. It was a setup. It was a motherfucking setup. Yeah, it was a motherfucking setup. I'm gonna just keep it all the way real with you. It was a motherfucking setup. It was a setup.
The only person I see crashing out here is Jay
from the
Bundy.
beginning. Why do you think we would? Do you really think black people get together, have our fucking cookouts, invite our fucking friends, invite the fucking homies, invite all the actual white people we actually do want to be here, who are here all the time with us? That's why they already knew and they didn't have to be invited. And then you thought we went out of our way to invite the rest of y'all because we couldn't have a good time without you? Like, is that what the fuck you thought was gonna happen? No. Listen. For generations,
right here,
upon generations, upon generations, upon generations, upon generations, right? Black people have been suffering. We're still suffering, to be honest with you. It still sucks to be black in America. A lot of you, it fucking blows.
listen to this shit right here.
But there's a new silver lining in town. Yes, yes, yes. So for generations, black people have been suffering. And white people just been enjoying their lives, minding their business, not too bothered. Cops been killing us. The fucking school system been killing us. The government been killing us. The hospitals been killing us. The like the fucking factories been killing us. The fucking the food system's been killing
The
us.
factories
All
and the food system. He is all down that rabbit hole.
that shit. And y'all just didn't care. Y'all was cool. Y'all was like, hey, y'all, we out on the time. We just bought new clothes. Shit, we going to the shows. We y'all hitting the restaurants.
Life is just
y'all doing y'all
amazing
thing.
for
Y'all
white
say
people universally in America. We know that to be a truism, right?
I was, yeah. I ain't give a fuck that we was crashing out. Yeah, I ain't give a fuck that our lives was getting all the way fucked up. You was just minding your business, happy to be in your little white bubble, minding doing your thing, right? So yeah, there's a reason you were invited to the cookout today. You were invited to the cookout today because white people crashing all the way out. Yeah. Turns out one of these things that's going down in this year, tech, this year of our technology 2020. He said the whole timeline.
Take
Escape.
that all in for a second. What America is finally white America. As if we haven't had more, you know, liberal-minded, people. They're like growing population of, uh, okay, that was weak. I'm sorry. I apologize. We really did get cut off. I think it was something else. Thank you for sticking around. It's weird. It just keeps that same layout. I feel like I should let him finish what he was saying, but I don't know if I'm going to get cut off again. Maybe I should just cut it off. Wait. No, that's not what I meant. All right. Now, never. There's never too many. All right, we have to finish the thing. We have to finish the thing. I'll let Jay finish his final statement before I hopefully end this gracefully. And if you're just returning to the show, we are looking at the semi-professional clown Pocket Locker and his critique on whiteness, or yeah, white, white, whiteness.
Let you all the way in on a fucking deeply guarded black secret. I'm
Deeply guarded black secrets right
literally
here.
like when I brought y'all into the kitchen and showed y'all how to make the motherfucking collard greens and my ancestors, and I was literally betraying my motherfucking ancestors. I'm doing that shit right now because I'm letting you in on the blackest of black secrets.
Blackest of black secrets.
We're motherfucking here for it. The only good thing about being black has been getting to enjoy making an entire culture of making fun of how fucked up white people are. That is literally like when black people just run out of shit.
And that means Nancy. That means Patty. They're making a whole culture on just making fun of how fucked up white people are. Who are all the people involved in this? All the fucking people involved in this that he's attacking are white people. Did we think? Whoa! Are our minds blown here?
To do, we just start talking about how fucked up white people are.
Mm-hmm.
And since white people are finally waking up to what white people have done to white people, baby, when I tell you black people are here for it, when I tell you black people have the popcorn ready, black people are ordering wings from Uber Eats, black people are literally, yo, I swear to God, I've seen black content creators like, yo, I call my mother, me and my mother talk about this shit like it's the Super Bowl.
And there's Jay's motivation for you. This is entertainment for him. He's doing all this for his own fucking entertainment. Potentially. I don't know. One could speculate based on these statements. He just thinks it's funny to go around fucking with all these white people. So, take your pick. Racism, sexism, misogyny, transphobia. I think we've covered a lot of bases, so yeah, I'll leave it there. I got more for you, of course, but we've gone far enough, and yeah, I appreciate y'all sticking with me through this little shindig we've had here together. Much love, Cher Wilkes, Cat Fuegos, Better Than Ember, and saw other people, Pixie Storms, and Brojo was here earlier. Robert at Skeptic Philosophy, Robin Webster, Rebuke and Reprove stopped by, Simos Funk, and who we missing? Who we missing? Did we miss anybody else? Well, if we missed you, you know, sorry about that. We'll get you next time. Until next time, much love, be kind, be well, and stay trusty, and try not to be a Bumby. Goodbye.